you. Thank you.
Love
That's
you.
really, really nice. Yeah.
It is good to see you. And then, oh wait, Evan just went dark. Okay, I thought he left to go smoke, but he's
I
just
said dark.
Why
I can
so?
go dark. I can kill my lights. Or I can
What?
actually.
No, come on. What are we doing? I gotta get you guys some proper lighting and cameras. I mean,
Oh, hey, I just bought a camera.
did you like a proper camera?
Like a proper DSLR.
DSLR, yes.
Look, are we going live?
We are officially live. I think.
Yeah, I just bought a camera. We bought it today. Got a used one on the Craigslist. A D77 Canon D70.
Oh, my friend. We finally align on a piece of technology. It's always been Apple, Android.
Oh my God, Evan, that's terrible.
In the camera world, it's Canon, Nikon, and I'm a Canon guy. So now we got that. We got that Canon connection. Do you have a headlamp on?
He fucking does. He's going to attract all the bugs while he's outside.
Everybody, welcome to the shit show.
Light.
Stop it. Make it go away, or I'm going to go get the flash thing on the camera.
God, I think we're live. I hope we're live.
Hang on, I'll start the YouTube.
No, we're live. Yeah.
So
all right, that's
shit, my wife just showed up, scared the fuck out of me. Holy fuck, lady. How you doing? Damn it.
The shit show.
You can't sneak up on me like that. Shit. I almost had a heart attack right here on the shit show live.
It's good for you. Keeps the heart healthy. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Isn't that the way it's meant to be, or something like that?
That's what they say.
I feel really strong.
I say that fact and reality disagrees with that statement.
You and I both. He has toys. We should go back to talking about the camera.
So I love that you got a DSLR. The L series glass is optimal. It is good glass. So now that you have a camera, the camera body is only one part of it.
It came with 3 lenses. I bought it on Craigslist.
Do they have red rings on them? Is there a red ring around the lens? Because if there's not,
isn't that where you go to see a hospital?
No. You got to have the L series.
Hang on a second.
Canon's all about the L series glass. Evan's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
A second.
No. I'm learning.
Okay, see this painting behind me? This amazing painting.
Mm-hmm. I see that.
I really like it. I wanted to buy it. They were auctioning it off. They wanted $21,000 for it. So instead, I said save image as print.
Look, I'm in the sheet.
We got it for the watches. Actually, we got it for a couple of reasons. One, because we want to because they're doing the watch rentals.
Dude, come on now. Seriously? You got a bed in there?
Yeah, man.
Did you not see his pictures on?
I saw the pictures, but I haven't seen it in this.
Oh yeah,
this is
freaking.
There's amazing. A vacuum. Is that a vacuum or is that a heater?
Vacuum.
Vacuum. Okay. Look, you got a vacuum in there, dude.
Yeah.
That is a serious she shed.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
Lady. I haven't done the road.
What is that? It's Canon lens. Okay.
It's an ultrasonic.
Yep.
Image stabilizing EFS 17 to 85 with a macro.
Does it have the red ring?
I don't know. No, I don't think so.
No, it does not. So it's a really good lens. But I know how you are. The red ring is the ultimate Canon lens.
This is
what they call the L series.
Ultrasonic. This is the widescreen one, the wide angle thing, which we won't be using for taking pictures of watches. So the whole logic on this is Trish, who looks after the house and cleans everything here, her kid is wanting to get into photography. So I said to the little one, I said, hey, look, if you want to take pictures of the watches so that we can use them on the watch rental side of the world, I'll pay you. Now, the challenge is she doesn't have a good camera, so she's been using the phone and grandpa's camera and everything else. I'm like, look, I'll pick up a camera. You can use it. You can learn your trade, because she wants to go into photography and do the National Geographic stuff. I'm like, you can learn your trade. You can borrow it as long as mom agrees, and you can use it to do the watches and to figure out how this crazy shit works, do your research on it, all that kind of good stuff. So I'll get to play a little bit with it. She'll get to learn on it. She's 14, 15 years old and still trying to figure out what she wants to do in the world. And we should somehow or other end up with amazing pictures of the watches that we can put up on the rental site and then do the whorehouse. So it'll be kind of fun.
That's awesome, man. I love that. I love
Craigslist.
everything about that.
Craigslist, from an engineer as well, like an amazingly fantastic guy. Totally awesome just hanging out with him this afternoon for a bit. Shit ton of his knowledge. He's done photography for like 40 years. He decided he bought this. He's had the lenses right. He bought the body because he was like waning on enjoying it. So he bought the body to go, hey, let me see if I re-enjoy it. Decided he kind of on the fence and was like, look, I'm just going to sell it. So, I mean, it's a crazy amount of stuff here and we got it for a crazy good price. And what I said to him was, I gave him the business. I said, look, if you ever hit that point where you're like, oh my God, I need to borrow it back, get your ass over and take it out for a weekend. I don't care. I'm totally fine with it.
There you go.
Like 20 minutes
I love
away.
that.
Yeah, just that. Yeah. So yeah, this is going to get used for the watches and for learning and training and just all sorts of stuff. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
That's fantastic, man.
Yeah. Oh, and a couple of these things.
Yes, the diffusers. They are very helpful for getting that soft yet balanced light when using the on-camera flash.
This thing's got a motherfucking flash that's got a book with it from hell.
You know, I used to do that as a job, right?
I know. This is why I'm going to be talking to you. It's got one of these ruddy things.
Yes, I have one of those ruddy things.
And it's got a big old white condom that goes over the top of it to diffuse.
Yes, it's amazing. It is. That is if you have the plastic one.
So when are you coming out to help me not completely fuck this whole thing up?
Yes, of course, my friend. All right. So what you want this thing. So this is called the David Fong.
Oh yeah, I got one.
Right? Yes,
I got one. It's like a big condom. Yeah, it fits over.
Yes,
yeah,
this is amazing. What this does is it creates a non-harsh, balanced, mid-spectrum light, which is what you want for representing colors as they are in the way you would see them with your eyes. Versus,
you know how salespeople in our industry explain things to technical. This is what's happening at the moment. I'm like, great, splendid, yes. Help.
I got you. I was just telling Amy. So this how God's been hard at work on me the last couple of days. So I was just telling Amy, I have to go out and visit Chris sometime soon. And now you're telling me this. And so that just further reinforces that feeling.
It's got a bondage kit with it as well, apparently.
No, that's not what that's for.
No, it is what it's for.
The secret, oh my gosh, this guy's job, totally awesome guy, semi-retired now, but one of those crazy one of those crazy engineer types that's designed all sorts of amazing things for like NOAA and all sorts of other totally cool people. Like really awesome guy. I think he probably was a bit overwhelmed the fact that a 6'3" hairy guy turned up to look at his camera. And with Milo, I had Milo with me as well. So I hope I did not overwhelm him too much. But and then Sweet turned up as well, which was totally cool. So it's fun. He had a good afternoon.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, and I got to see Brett too. I got to come out and visit and hang with him. He wants me to come see the property and.
Oh, I'm doing bad things to Brett. He was talking to me the other day about watches. I'm like, oh, you got to come down to Right Time with us. And he's like, why? And I'm like, just trust me on this one. You went back there again today for a second time. I'm bad. I'm like one of those good drug dealers that always gets you onto the good stuff. And I totally blame the folks at Right Time. Daniel at Right Time takes all the blame for this because they're just such good people. All right.
Well, what I want to know is what's the Airbnb rate on that she shed?
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, that's true.
What's the Airbnb rate on that she shed? You have a unique suburban experience. Stay in my luxury she shed.
It is pretty
$1,200 a night. Why?
2 pounds of bacon a night.
2 pounds of bacon. Oh, do you only accept bacon?
Oh, has
what
to be
about
specific
bacon vouchers.
Specific type of bacon. Specific type. You can't just be doing 2 pound because people will turn up with like
thick.
The blue light special bacon. That no,
thick.
Don't do that.
Thick. It's got to be 1/8 inch or thicker.
Thick cut. Which smoke? No smoke? Applewood?
I don't care.
Ooh, there's some really good raspberry bacon I picked up the other week. It was
I
like,
know, Mr. I don't want strawberries on my shit. Do not just say raspberry bacon. What is that? Like, you can't do that. That's not how this game works.
Do you
did
eat it with
can
spotted
and
dick?
can't stop me.
Bacon should be bacon flavored.
No, this was good. This was like all sticky and yummy and just full of goodness.
Yeah, you can't. It's hard to fuck up bacon.
Yeah.
Add raspberries to it. Sounds like you could do that.
No, strawberries, fucking hell. Strawberries would fuck it up. Let's be honest on this one.
Yeah, I'd do it. Strawberries, raspberries. I mean, I'd try it.
Oh, bourbon peach. I had a bourbon peach bake. Yeah. Oh,
That sounds good.
Like sugary and yummy and yeah, rather good.
I love bacon.
So the last, I don't know, 25 years, but specifically the last few weeks, things have been getting worse. Things have been spinning and weird stuff is happening. And whether it's in InfoSec, R Evil making a show back on the scene, and shocker, they were ripping off their affiliates because, they're criminals. You've got hospitals getting tipped over. You've got, babies dying. Like it's some pretty dystopianly dark shit right now. And then there's all the stuff we're not talking about that thankfully some very dedicated people are cutting off before it becomes a full-blown crisis. But, it's not good out there. And so as anyone who's done this job more than 5 days knows, it can be kind of suck. It can be kind of dark. It can be disheartening. It can be discouraging. You're trying to fight this battle. You're trying to protect people. You're trying to do the right thing. It's why one of the reasons we get together on Thursday nights. It's a big part of why we do the work that we do every day. And sometimes it feels like you're not winning. I mean, Evan wrote a piece not that long ago. He gave a talk. That's what it was. He gave a talk. You can't win. Like, there's just this air of negativity and ransomware, and the insurance companies are getting shady as shit, and they're suing people and denying claims. And some of this is making the news. Most of it isn't making the mainstream news, but there's this like undercurrent of just kind of ugly. And so being a human, that kind of, I was feeling that the last few weeks. I was definitely, I'm working really hard to fight an uphill battle of trying to convince people why doing a fucking risk assessment is foundational to managing your security program. And like legit, I'm running into people that it doesn't click. There's no assignment of value to the activity in their head in any way, shape, or form. Now, thankfully, as I had previously predicted, the insurance company was going to get their fill, and they have. And now everybody's in a mad scramble because they're getting letters that say shit like, in 4 weeks, if you don't have MFA fully implemented everywhere for every application, fuck you, we're dropping your coverage. Which, great, helpful. It's actually very helpful because it forces the hand. So anyways, I'm going through this kind of like dark, stormy period. I'm stressed, I'm working, I'm trying to do the best I can. And, because I believe I'm doing God's work, the enemy's biting at me in a couple different ways, and there's people that feel a certain kind of way, and there's, comments and things and such, and just shit happening. Then I go to GrrCON. And I'm tired. I did 3 states that day, 3 fucking states one day, driving and flying. I was covering for FR Secure's president at an event. He had a family commitment that he needed to make. And so I covered for him and did this event and, got up and did my deal. Mind you, I still have my day job to do. So I'm doing all this. I'm driving, I'm traveling. I'm trying my best to keep up. And because I'm a person who cares, it's hard when I can't get everything done today I wanted to. when that email that I meant to send, when I read it back, I realize I'm too fucking tired to do this and it doesn't make sense and it's incoherent and I need to just step away from the keyboard. So I'm living this moment. And I get on the plane and I try to get some work done. And of course it just goes sideways because I can't, I'm cooked, right? I'm like, I can keep going, blah, 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 blah. Dude, it's just garbage. So I decide, all right, I'm gonna take a little nap. So then I get to GrrCON and I'm like, all right, time to be in the role, right? Time to I'm here to do things. I'm here to build relationships. I'm here to network. I'm here to, be here, make the most of this moment. And so I need to shelve any feelings I'm having about exhaustion or stress or worry or any of that. It's got to go on the shelf. You can't bring that energy in the room. Nobody's going to want to be friends with you if you're fucking Debbie Downer, whatever.
That's fucking awesome to not have people be friends with you. Sorry, go ahead.
So I get there and I'm all right, you can do this, just dig deep. There's a fifth wind. You can pull it up. It comes from the colon, smells like shit, but there's a fifth wind. So I'm digging for it. And what I found and what I experienced over the next couple of days was profound for me. I made authentic connections, real relationships. I spent time with people I loved. My favorite memory from that entire trip is when you two clowns and I did a group hug and you picked me up off the ground because I weigh 7.5 ounces with bricks in my pocket. And I connected with real people on real things. And we had authentic, meaningful conversations. And whether you were at the lowest level, you fucking haven't even finished your, I hate to say this, useless degree in cybersecurity because they're not teaching you anything of meaning. However, I'll still help you get in the industry. Call me. But what lowest level, junior to top people that are well respected and honored and appreciated in the industry, that are pedestaled, right or wrong. There was an era of humility. There was an era of humbleness. There was a willingness to impart knowledge, to spend time having a conversation, to engage in a meaningful way. And that just reinvigorated me so much. And it gave me just a renewed fire. Like I've got a strong coal base. You guys ever built a fire, strong coal base, right? But the flame had dwindled a little bit. It was getting kind of beat up. The cool people that I met, I engaged with, the experience that I walked away from, the relationships that I walked away from those couple of days with that particular group of people really inspired me to see that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and it's not just a train. That with the right guidance and mentorship from us, and we've talked about this before, the senior folks need to spend a little more time, because troubleshooting, they didn't take that class. That's a class that should be mandatory. You shouldn't even be able to take comp sci without troubleshooting, but they didn't take that class. So us working with them, and now I made some connections, and there's some things happening that'll be good for what we preach every day. And so anyways, I was just super pumped about that. I'm super jacked. I've got all this new energy to get back up and fight the fight and do all the things that I need to do. And so that's what inspired tonight's topic. Is I do think there's a movement, and I do see indicators. I see funding being freed up. I see a focus, right, wrong, or otherwise. We can get into the whole JCDC and how 90% of the funding that's been freed up is only going to go to feed the problem. But I hold out and invest in the hope for that 10%. And as I was taught as a kid, you can hope in one hand and you can shit in the other and see which one weighs more. But like I said in the blog post, that's based on the idea that hope is part of an expectation. Expectations are dangerous. Expectations lead to disappointment. So, avoiding them generally leads to happiness, right? You're never going to be disappointed if it doesn't work out the way you wanted because you didn't have a preconceived notion of how it was going to work out in the first place. Having said that, hope for me is more of a optimism for a positive outcome. So that I hope we can discuss and debate among many, many other things like we normally do. And with that, I kick it back to you two gentlemen.
You're not supposed to shit in your hand.
I mean,
Don't do it.
I hear what you're saying.
Don't shit in your. Come on, seriously. That'd be.
I kind of wonder where that came from.
No, I get it, man. There are days when I don't know, man. There, you just get your ass kicked. You know what I mean? It's just, yeah, fuck. It's hard to put it into words. I mean, I don't think people who haven't been there haven't been there. You know what I mean? There have been days when, I come off like a big, strong dude or whatever, and there are days when they're rare, but there are days when I'll sit in a room and just fucking cry. I mean, I just got my ass kicked today, and I'm tired. I want to fucking sleep, but I can't sleep because there's so much fucking shit going on in my mind. I try to share it with my wife. She doesn't understand a fucking thing that's going on because you don't walk in these shoes. She tries so hard. I mean, it's hard, right? And then you go and try to make a difference in this world, and you try to help people, you try to love people, and nobody's fucking listening. You know what I mean? That's hard. I'm working on states right now, and it's hard because these fuckers don't listen. A lot of them. Some of them do. When you do get that little crack, then you kind of get some hope. You're like, oh, there's a little ray of hope here. Maybe we can make a difference. Because if you've been in this business long enough, you know that there's no other way to do this but the right way, right? And the right way is those fucking fundamentals, the basics. You can't do it any other way. I don't care if you don't want to. I don't care if you, whatever, until last week it was, I was reading an article, the CIO for the state of Florida got $30 million last year for his budget for cybersecurity. And he was called up in front of the legislature last week. And they questioned him, why haven't you spent any of it? I'm like, you got $30 million, you can spend any of it? And he said, because he doesn't have enough staff and he doesn't have a plan. I was like, you got $30 million. What do you mean? Go buy some fucking staff. And how could you get $30 million without a fucking plan? You know what I mean? It's just like this illogical shit that just drives me fucking nuts, right? But then you do need each other, right? There are times, Ryan, when I'll call you and I don't, I don't have anything to really talk about. And I don't even tell you, why I need to talk to you. It's just, sometimes it's hearing the voice. Sometimes it's, just the positive attitude, picking each other up. GrrCON was a big deal. We need each other desperately. We also need to defend each other. Mm-hmm. Last week, you knew what happened at Security Studio, and I will fucking defend. And I will, fiercely defend, you to the point where, I'll take the bullet. You know what I mean? That's how it works because, I believe so much in you and I believe so much in what we're doing. But that's hard too,
Yeah.
So yeah, and things like the daily insanity check-in, you were there this morning. It's nice to pick each other up. And when you realize that one of your people hasn't been around for a while, pick up the phone, call them. Chris, when you called Kristen.
Oh yeah, shot her a message. Well, I shot her a message on like LinkedIn or Twitter or something like that, and just sent her a hug, basically.
Yeah, so she messaged me after that, and that meant so fucking much to her.
Oh, bless.
It's just those little things that mean a tremendous amount, and that's what I got at GrrCON. With that hug and everything else. The shit matters, man. You may not think it does, but man, we're getting our ass kicked.
It does. There's a reason our suicide rate is abnormally high. more in line with military and law enforcement, right? This is a stressful job. If you really care, if you're actually in it for the right reasons, this job can't be anything but stressful. How many times do we have to not think? And I know, Ev, you have the abilities. Chris already naturally leans that way. But when you think like the bad man all the time, that shit has a cost.
Mhm.
You know, we joke and we say, oh, you know, security and the paranoia, you know, there's the big joke, your security people are paranoid. That's a mask for security people spend time thinking like the grossest human being you can imagine. And even though you do that for the purpose of figuring out how to defend and protect against, you still have to go there mentally. And there is a toll to be paid for that. I tell people, you know, people ask me, oh, Ryan, I want to go on darknet. I said, no, you don't. No, you do not. You don't need it. You don't want it. Are you in the market for a rocket launcher, 50 keys of coke? Then go on the darknet. Because if you're not, you know, looking for murder for hire, you got no business being out there. You're going to fuck around and click on something that you think is one thing, and it's going to turn out to be something completely different that's going to like scar you. You don't.
Well, that's it, man. People don't realize that I've had incident responses before where I swear I have PTSD from it. I can't get those fucking visions out of my fucking head.
Right.
I mean,
what's in this file? Oh my dear God. And every one of us has been there. Every one of us has seen some awful, horrible, you have no idea. I won't even begin to try to describe it because I don't want to break you type of shit. Because I don't know what's in that file until I open it. I don't know until I inspect. And unfortunately, creepy people use all kinds of places to store that garbage, and you might stumble across it, or you might be on a investigation because an employee's been using the work computer. You know, we don't talk enough about that either, about the fact that we really aren't trained for that. And most of us, if you have a long enough career, will stumble across one or two.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure.
And that's its own thing. But the good news is that I've met some amazing people. Do you guys remember we were doing the show in the lobby and we were asking everybody, it was Evan's episode, King of the World. And we were asking everybody what they would do. And there was a young man and his response was that he would solve homelessness. Do you guys remember that guy?
Yep.
So he's a young, eager guy. I had a call with him and he said, you know, I said, what led you to this? And he said, well, you know, I was on the medical track. I was doing the medical thing. I was going to go down that road. That was kind of family business, if you will. Right. And I found out I was doing better in my computer courses than I was in my medical courses. And I had a relative who was into the, you know, computers and cyber and whatever, and suggested I check it out, and found out I was actually naturally inclined and switched careers. You know, and through another connection that was made at GrrCON, got that individual an opportunity to connect with somebody that's connected and explore a potential internship. Nice. Right. And that's the kind of stuff that makes me happy, because I'm gonna be all right. If this security shit doesn't work out, you guys know, like, I have 1,000 other skills, right? I'm not scared of manual labor. I have no fear of garbage or dirty things. Like,
well, I already made the decision, though, man, that this is the hill I'm gonna die on. I don't mind that. You know what I mean? This is what I'll devote my life to. I've spent too much time, too much energy, too much effort, too much money. I mean, just Security Studio alone, you know, we've probably spent $4 or $5 million on that.
Right.
For the mission. I don't give two fucks about money. And you tell that to people and they think you're full of shit, like you did. Everybody. It's like, no, fuck you. I don't have my money. Take the fucking asset inventory.
I have closed deals with this story. So Evan and I were working together on some stuff, a couple of years, you know, collaborating, trying to make something happen for kids and S2Me and different things that we were, you know, collaborating on. I didn't work for him. And one day opportunity arose to go to work for him. I wasn't happy what I was doing. I was disengaged. I was ready to leave, and God opened the door. So go to work for Evan. All right. Now I meet Evan. And the first time you meet Evan, you can't help but think this man's full of shit. There's no way. There's just no way. I'm sorry. I'm just being real. There's just no way. Now, I hadn't connected the dots yet about the fact that everything that you see in him that's amazing is Jesus, and everything else is Evan. But nonetheless, I walked away thinking, I don't know. I mean, this sounds really good. And Evan will remember this, my job interview. I'm like, I ain't nobody's yes man. I will never be your yes man. I'm not kissing your ass. That ain't happening. Like, seriously, like if I take this, you need to know who you're hiring, what you're hiring, right? Let's be honest with each other. So anyways, I think he's full of it, but I'm going to see where this goes. I feel motivated to see where it goes. So one of the very first things I did when I got there is FR Secure had this policy set, and they were selling it for good money, like most policy sets. And I said, I want to give it away for free. That will serve the mission. And he said, okay. And everything from that moment on that I've wanted to do that I think will help better the world or make the mission, you know, move and really truly help people, he's backed and supported. So I no longer can say he's full of shit. He's the real deal. But it's rare. It's super rare.
Well, that's part of the frustration too, though, man, is, you know, if I were selling blinky lights, I probably wouldn't have any stress at all. You know what I mean? If I was Dark Trace or, you know, CrowdStrike, I'd be selling shit, being happy as hell, man, living high on the hog.
Yeah, that integrity really gums up the works.
Does it ever?
But I think that's why we feel the stress we feel. We have integrity.
Well, it is. No, I can sell. I promise you, I can sell 1,000 licenses tomorrow if I lie.
Yeah.
If I lie tomorrow, I will sell 1,000 licenses. I can't. I'm in this constant battle. I cannot deceive. I just told a guy today. So let's get real. How much of capacity, how many hours do you have available to dedicate to doing this? Well, I really don't. Man, all right, we have to figure out a way to help you, but I don't know if it's doing direct business with you. Let me call do you work with these people? I work with those people. Great. How about these people? Yep, I work with them. Let me make a couple calls. Let me see if there's a way that we can get you what you need without me selling it direct to you, knowing you're going to log in tomorrow and then not log in for 6 months.
Months.
And if Kevin's listening, I'm sorry, but I'm also not sorry.
No, we will not steal your fucking money. That's it. I mean, if you're paying me money for
nobody
something,
does business that way, by the way.
If you're paying me money for something and you're not getting any value out of it, stop paying me fucking money.
But
I've talked myself out of VCSO engagements. You remember we stopped doing VCSO for 3 years because we used to do VCSO where it was basically you just pay me $5,000 a month and I'll be your VCSO.
Yep.
Right. And then it was like a few months into it, I'm like, you know, I'm not doing shit for you. Why are you paying me? Like, well, it's nice to have you on retainer. You can have me on fucking retainer without paying me.
Right.
Just pick up the fucking phone. So, well, we feel more comfortable paying you. Fuck, all right, whatever. It doesn't make any damn sense.
Well, now that's a different story, though. And I've lived that experience. I have a couple of people on retainer right now where I'm like, this is your bucket of hours, use it or lose it. And they lose it every month because they know they have a guaranteed answer the phone versus I may or may not. Not that I won't get back to them, but they want that guaranteed. If I call him, I don't give he could be in the middle of taking a dump. This dude's answering the phone.
We stopped doing VCSO. We stopped doing VCSO for 3 years.
Yeah.
until I could figure out a way to design it where you can hold me accountable for some shit. And that was where the fact system came from.
And I love that. And that's part of it. And the deals that have closed on the back of integrity. I had a guy ask me, he said, why? He goes, I've looked at your competitors. Why you? I said, because of the people who work here and the people who run this organization. You are never going to find a vendor who is not a vendor. We're not a vendor. We're a partner in the fight. I won't sell you crap you don't need. I just won't. I won't. If you can't use it, how many times have we worked with customers to get them to a level of maturity to be ready to start? That's where the whole gateway concept came from. I'm like, oh, you ain't even ready for an actual risk assessment. What if I just create this like really small, super tiny one to show you that you have a problem so you can start the conversation about how you might go about fixing it, right? But I'm hopeful. I've had some great calls this week. I've got some great calls tomorrow. Without saying too much, me and another amazing human being are going to come together and we're going to do some power twins shit, like me and Evan and Chris and I and just all of us, and Evan and Chris and the trifecta with Rachel. Rachel is such an amazing human. She deserves so many props. Just this momentum is building, and I'm so stoked. I'm so stoked. We're going to make a real difference. We're going to show the world it can be done a different way, or die trying.
Either way, you know what I mean? I'm fine.
And Chris, I'm dragging you in. Kicking and screaming or agreeable. Either way, I've hooked onto an ankle when you're coming this direction.
You got me. You know that.
Love it. See,
you
that's
got me.
I like you guys.
It'll be fun. I'm up for it. I mean, it's as simple as that. I mean, you know my thoughts on this. I mean, I just spent this entire week putting basically free tabletops up on LinkedIn the entire week. And I've gone through 4 departments.
Today was fun.
Oh yeah.
I like the CEO one. I like the CEO one. The CEO one was good. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. And I mean, that's my way. It's, for good or for bad, I do as much as I can to put stuff up there to go, look, it's all freaking here. Just take it. Somebody asked me today, a really good call. Actually, Ryan, the one I was talking to you about that wants to do like a financial module.
Yes. We'll
have that conversation. But a totally fantastic conversation. And we got talking, as he said, he's not good at how to describe things. I'm like, then send the bloody bullet points over to me. I'll wrap it around. I said, I've got pages of the stuff I've done. He knows me from LinkedIn, has known me for a year or two on that. And I actually end up sending him, I keep one document that has like all my LinkedIn posts. I'm like, go through these, just look through them and see what's useful and see what you can do. I'm like, but yeah, I put so much stuff up on there just to say, hey, look, just think. That's all I ask you to do. Just think, please.
Well, and that's where, and I'm actually excited to partner on the financial thing. So if I had all the resources in the world, what would get created is what the world has been asking for all along. Everybody's trying to do one little piece or this piece or blah, blah, blah. And we've all talked about this and we've all got some element of it running. But if I had like the magic wand of resources to be like, whoosh, I can make this happen. We know what the world needs. They need sex. They do. It needs to be sexy.
Nice.
But it needs to be simple.
I'm going with this. That's the whole logic behind Dave. That's the whole.
Oh, I know. And I sent you the other folks that are a potential candidate for tapping into the hardware side of things.
Yeah, I've got to poke them. I gave the folks at Firewaller until basically end of yesterday, beginning of today, and they haven't responded. So
let me know. I've got the guy. Like I can set.
I know. Yeah, I mean, I got him, and I've got no response.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I have no response from him. So I'm like, all right, we're taking a break. We're going to charge off in a different direction. I've got.
We're talking about Firewall. I'm talking the other guy.
Oh yeah, the other guys. Yeah, actually, I need some help there. I would like some help.
I got you. I'll set up an intro call.
Are we talking Dave stuff right now?
Yeah,
We're talking Dave, because that's still a viable thing. That's still, I believe,
Fuck yeah, it is.
deeply in that idea.
it is, but it's yeah, long conversation to have at some point. I sat down with the guys on Friday.
So
There's
back to Magic Wand. So once I get the Hoo-Ha app finished, I've got a guy, and we're going to bring him into the conversation. He's a guy that likes to make things happen. That's kind of his specialty. And we're going to say, Guy, you have all these capabilities, and we have this thingy, and that just kind of needs to fucking happen. And you can have 10% of whatever it ends up being. And he's going to go, cool, I'm into that. We should totally make that happen. And 3 weeks later, we'll have it done.
yeah. Well, that's because don't get me wrong. The help to try to get things has been good, but it's just I can't do it that way. I've got people waiting for it, and I've got people that have got the early versions. I've got to get them off of it. And
I've got a guy.
the way that we're doing it, honestly,
I'll set a call up.
I sat down with the guys on Friday and I said literally that we might end up going out and just trying to find some money and actually just paying a development team. That's why I asked you the other day about that. Because I'm like,
I'm pretty sure I got a guy that'll do it for a commitment. So he'll do it for nothing up front with a commitment for some points.
I'm up for it, but let's just say
We'll take it offline. We'll have this one offline.
Yeah.
So see, more reason to be hopeful. This is just another reason to be hopeful.
Yeah, I got to be honest. I'm feeling a little jaded on the whole thing. I'll be very, very upfront on it. I'm feeling slightly jaded. I wish I had more time to focus on it, and rather than having to go out there and basically do what I'm doing the VTSO and doing the hustle to bring in business, because the hustle to bring in business is putting food on the table, but it's taking away from having time to actually go ahead and build the darn thing. Version 1's built, version 2's kind of like out there and running, but the whole logic with Firewall was to at least get it out there. Well, that's obviously not going to happen. And also a long conversation with a good friend of mine is like, do you want to harness your horse to somebody else's tech just in case something goes wrong? I'm like, I don't. I'd rather roll my own. But every time we've tried to do it with friends and family and other people, it's hey, love the idea, and then it goes blah 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 blah. And I'm like, I literally need to take some money, put it in front of a development team, and say, here's some money, make this happen. I pay you more money at the other end, and just get it done. And the problem is, I just don't have the money to do that. So we sat down on Friday and we were having the conversation about basically going out and freaking, Indiegogoing it or doing something like that. I'm at a point where we're about to do that. I talked to the folks over at Sec Reliant about doing something similar, and they're like, "Oh, we got some ideas." I'm like, "I'm all out of ideas. I'm at this point, shit, I'll get off the pot."
We'll have an offline conversation. I know enough of the right people to put together a conversation.
Well, to some degree, so do I. But the problem is I'm done calling in favors on this because.
Yeah, but I got a whole bucket full I haven't even cashed in yet. Let me help you.
You're too busy. That's the other problem. Let's be honest. You're too busy.
Only for a few more weeks. Red team promised me so. Only a few more weeks. Yep. Only a few more weeks.
But Ryan, you got ADD just like me.
I know.
And you and I have this issue of trying to do everything rather than the things that God's calling us to do. I fight it every fucking day, and I finally said no to something on Sunday.
Yeah, you were saying about that. Yeah.
And my God, the relief I felt, it was like, okay, that was totally the right call. So now I'm kind of jacked about saying no again here pretty soon about something. I don't know. But you have this whole bucket of things that you can do. There's no shortage of things to do. It's like, which one of these things am I actually supposed to be doing? Which one of these things is actually the most beneficial for what it is we're trying to accomplish? You know what I mean? Because fuck, there's just a lot. You know what I mean? It's hard some days.
Wow.
Especially when you got ADD.
Hence,
thankfully, sending a couple emails is not too.
No, and I, but it's one of those. I'm looking at it, and we can, talking to Jesse and Sweet about it the other day, and we were just having the Friday meeting, and I'm like, I can't keep doing this. I love John, and he's trying to help as much as he can, but he's a full-time job, and challenges with a few other folks, and Ryan, but you've got a full-time. You got more than a full-time job. Let's be perfectly honest. And so I don't want to rely on calling in favors and questions. And I don't want to put the relationships at risk because I'm not getting what I need. So that's where it comes down to it. It's like, all right, just fucking, we're just going to do it this way.
Well, I guarantee you'll find some eager folks willing to give you some sweat equity. I have no doubt about that.
Got it.
No, I mean like a professional development firm. I think that the idea is strong enough that you could negotiate. I've
got everything written down.
Contacts of some people I'm thinking of that like have a enterprise level established development firm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That but also have a heart, and so would be willing to entertain something that was more of a equity based.
I mean, if we raise some money at that point, I can say, hey, look, here's some money up front as well, just to actually, help pay bills for other people. I mean, that's how I look at it at this point. And yeah, equity is always on the table. There's no two ways about it. The upside with doing something like an Indiegogo is the firewall of folks did it. I know it works. So the ability to actually go out there and say, hey, here's what we're doing. Here's why we're doing it. Here's how we're doing it. And you immediately have basically a sales pipeline. I'll guarantee you'll get your device and you can use it, and you get the device for free, which everybody will anyway. And you get 3, 6, or 12 months worth of service for saying, my way of saying thank you. Here we go. Let's get on with it. And that at least will bring in, some movement. We'll see how it goes. But anyway, yeah. So I don't know. It's either that or hunker down and just keep doing what I'm doing.
We're a couple of smart guys. We're pretty smart. So we can figure out something.
I wish I had more hands.
Oh,
I want to do so many things. That's my biggest thing. And you're not wrong, Evan. You're absolutely not wrong in your assessment. The problem is I can. It's always been my problem in life. I recently let the car get worked on by somebody else, and that was a really tough day.
And that
was a really tough day. I just couldn't. I had other things that were more important to what I'm called to do than turning a wrench on the car. But I'm not gonna lie, broke my heart a little bit. And I got a shitty diagnosis, and I ended up having to do the work anyways. But
you need a Swede.
I am the Swede. That's the problem. In my friend circle, I am the Swede. I'm like, damn it. We just need hands. That's why we got to get the young ones. You guys can't get a job because you don't have 97 years of experience in information security and a PhD of vulnerability hunting, right? Yeah. So you can't get that entry level job. So we need to start tapping into them to bring them into the projects for the stuff that we want to do. It gives them uplift. It gives us hands.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. It's one of those where, yeah. I mean, it's crazy. I had a conversation this afternoon with some folks who actually we have the devices built into some of their clients' high net worth houses. And, they're like, hey, we'll do this, we'll do this. I'm like, I can't do it at the moment. I just can't, because I'm not going to send you the old device because it doesn't do everything I want to do. And it's a pain in the ass to manage. And I need to get the new device out and. I'm just kind of done with excuses. Either I turn around and say, nope, we just ain't doing shit. Or knuckle under and just put fucking money in it and be done with it, which is hence the Indiegogo, or hence the whatever the hell. I mean, Firewall managed to pull it off. So, well, yeah.
And figure out how much money you need.
Oh, I already figured it out. I got the numbers. I know exactly what it'll take to do it. And it's not a stupid amount, which is the nice thing about it. So we'll get there.
Brian, I know a guy. We just met a guy who sold his company for $650 million.
Nice. How much of it did he have, though? That's the other question. It's all very well selling it, but if the investors took 600, well, I guess a million's a million at the end of the day.
Yeah. Send me what you're looking for, Chris. And I mean, it, like Ryan said, it's an email. Mm-hmm. If we were a little more established here at.
Oh, and I wouldn't take it anyway. So I appreciate it.
No,
but I
no,
wouldn't
no.
take it.
No, I think we would just figure out some kind of co-agreement, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
where you could use our development team. Because it's really easy for them to ramp up. Where they sit, it's a very close-knit community of really good developers who know each other and all these other things. It would be really, and it's inexpensive. I mean, it would just be really easy to just spin up another team.
But that's why. But to do that and do it effectively is where it comes in. You're like, hey, I've got money up front. And that way, at least you can walk in and go, I'm not begging a favor or asking a favor. I'm actually coming in with some money. Now, it might not be enough money at the beginning. That's where we can have a conversation about doing some of the other end. And that's, I think, where, that's where I've kind of like, I've gotten to the point where I'm like, I don't want to keep asking favors of friends because, again, we're all fucking busy. I mean, I love John to death, but he is running around like another one of us in the same way. He's got 25 different things he's trying to juggle. And I don't
John who?
Gates, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And he wants to help, but again, like all of us, we're all trying to do too many different things. And that's where it just comes in of just literally sitting down and going, okay, the only way this is going to happen is if I literally lock a bunch of developers in a room, feed them, water them, hand them cash and say, get your shit done.
Well, that's another thing that, we talk about, coming away from GrrCON and, with hope and things. It's a stronger relationship when you can start holding people accountable more to saying, Ryan's been working on me for a long time for my own health. And now, I'm trying to work on him a little bit too, where we just got to hold each other accountable. Like, dude, don't take anything else. Focus on what you're focusing on. Because wouldn't you much rather do one or two things great than 50 things half-assed?
Yeah, I'm a whole ass kind of guy. I am. I prefer the whole ass to the half ass. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Having said that, I can't stop the squirrel from wanting to do and the ideas they just.
But that's
flow.
why we
need the people. We need to get Security Studio going good. You retire. We kick up the nonprofit. And we all grow old and wrinkly in a very tropical setting while affecting and influencing change. I don't know what else to do. I can't not produce. I was having this conversation the other day. If you took away money tomorrow, I'd still get up and go to work.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
I don't know how not to do something. Like I can't turn it off. I want to turn it off. I need to turn it off. I don't know.
That's the same with all of us, man. That's how I built this she shed. You know what I mean? I get done working, all the meetings are done. I come out and start working on the she shed till dark. And then I go back in and start working on the computer again. It's like, what the fuck? But it's that work ethic, right? When you see something that's broken, you want to fix it.
Yeah. I don't know how not to. I just don't. Fixed the dishwasher the other day, like mid conference call. I'm doing a conference call that was kind of more of a listen and speak call. And I'm repairing the dishwasher. Shit needs to get done.
I was cutting wood. I'd put them on mute, run the saw, take it back off mute. A couple times I actually forgot. Like, what the hell was that? I'm like, oh shit.
But again, okay, so let's go to that point. Ryan, fixing the dishwasher is great, but 1-800 come fix my dishwasher does mean you can focus on other things.
Yes, but it doesn't leave me with a sense of pride and accomplishment. But
you know what? You've got a sense of
the digital world can never satisfy me the way the physical world does. It can't.
Right back. I need another energy drink. I'm still listening.
So here's my dilemma, Chris. Working with my hands gives me a feeling that I have never gotten through a keyboard and a mouse. I can't get that feeling, no matter how cool the work that I do is, no matter how much change I affect, all of that. I'm about to present to the entire state of Georgia's Department of Education congressional and Senate representatives that are K-12 supporters, all 350 superintendents, and the community leaders who are the key players in that sphere. And I'm excited because I'm going to present a single unified message to the entirety of the stakeholder group. And it will be a call for collective action and unity in the approach. Drive your costs down, do it as a group. Don't try to one-off this. The more you do it as a group, the cheaper and easier it gets to do. And I'm super stoked. And I'm going to have my kid come down. I'm flying the kid down. He's going to run the camera because I want to have a nice recording and bring my equipment, all that fun stuff. And in doing that, like, I'm going to be really fulfilled. I'm going to feel so good that day. I'm going to get to, my son's finally going to get to see what it is I do for a job. Like, there's all kinds of awesomeness that is going to be inside that day. All that combined does not equal tightening a loose screw on a doorknob.
Yeah. See,
I don't know how to explain it, but like,
no, it's one of those things I can't relate to, because I will actively shy away from tightening the freaking bolts and screws and stuff. I mean, we had Brett in the house doing some more work on like the tile and painting and trim and stuff like that. One, because he enjoys doing it and I can actually pay him and it gives him some money to have some fun with. But secondly, it's not me. It's not, I mean, the car happens. Can I take engines out and do shit? Yeah. Do I want to? And am I going to? No, I don't feel that sense of connection or whatever. I get so much joy out of creating in the digital world. And that's everything from like the posts, the conversations, and the just the crazy ideas and stuff. I get so much joy from that. That to me, that the physical doesn't hold that same same appeal by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, you know, people that clean the garden, they look after the garden, they come around to the garden every couple of weeks and do everything they need to. You got people that pick up the poo for the dog, for crying out loud, 4 times a week, 5 times a week. You know, it's stuff like that it's, I'm not sure why. To me, it's like, okay, I can do these things over here, which allows me to pay for this to happen over here, which frees me up from doing this, which means I can do more stuff over here. That's kind of how I look at it. And it's, you know, and again, it's each their own, thankfully, but that's really how I look at things.
And I'm getting better at letting go of that. I think part of it is my impoverished upbringing, right? I think I'm just so deeply rooted to the blue collar, to the and there are times, I mean, y'all remember I broke my thumb. I'm trying to jack around with fixing a freaking suspension on a car and end up like breaking my thumb and going through all that.
I get it, man. There's something to sweat equity.
I don't know. I can't shake
There isn't. I'm okay. So Evan, you said it, you know, $5,000 a month for one VC server contract. That's more money than I earned in a year for my first couple of years when I worked. When I went into the military, I think I was on £6,500 a year. You know, when my first job, it was, I don't know, whatever it was, £3.45 an hour or something like that.
6,000 pounds. So you lost a lot of weight. 6,000 pounds.
Smart ass.
No, they measure in stones because they're colonials.
Stone. Well, we used to. It's got all fucked up over there. We went European for a while in 2 weeks. I don't know if it's going to be interesting. We went to bloody kilos. I knew pounds and ounces, and then we went to this bloody grams and kilograms shit. You try to buy cheese by the God knows what fucking. I know what 4 ounces of cheese looks like. I sure as hell didn't know what 100 freaking grams of cheese looked like, for crying out loud. Now I can do the math conversion, but it just made no bloody sense to me. Now according to the UK and Scotland, they told the European Union to fuck off. I don't know if we're going to go back to stones and pounds and ounces and shillings and farthings, or what the fuck we're going to do.
Well, they got to take the stickers off their car. I saw that. They're like,
oh yeah. GB is part of the union stickers, and I'm like, you fucking petty motherfuckers.
Yeah, they have to go back to UK. It's like
what's a farthing?
Pennies and farthings? You know what an old farthing is?
No, I got to Google that.
Yeah. Well, so there's
something you put on your spotted dick.
Oh shit! I used to you spotted dick used to cost a farthing, and that was the good one. So there are 2 ways of looking at farthing. There's pennies and farthings, or there's
pennies. You guys are weird. A quarter of a penny.
Yeah, there's because you had farthings, you had halfpennies, you had or a penny farthing. I mean, you had all sorts. Now they also made a penny farthing bike, which literally looked like a farthing and a freaking penny.
No wonder you guys lost the war. This is the most confusing thing I've ever seen.
Oh, I grew up with
1/960th of a pound.
yeah.
That is a jacked up fraction.
148th of chilling though, whatever the
welcome to the fucked up world I started. Now, when I was growing up, we moved over to pence and pennies and pounds and all that kind of shenanigans. Yeah, my grandfather he showed me his books and he would connect a farthing or a penny or an halfpenny or whatever it was for somebody's insurance. Every single week he would do his bike rounds and collect his insurance and collect the insurance premiums from everybody he was on his bike rounds doing.
Is shilling even still a form of currency in Britain?
No, we are now on. We've somewhat decimalized. We have so it's 1 pence, 2 pence, 5 pence, 20 pence, 50 pence. £1 coin replaced the £1 note. I think there's a £2 coin, £5 note, £10, £20, £50. I don't know if there's a £100 note. I'm not sure.
A shilling was first minted in the reign of Henry VII as the testoon. There's another fucking testoon.
Kenya still has a shilling.
Yeah, Kenya. Go Kenya.
It's worth 0.0090 of a dollar.
Yeah, not much.
What is that country that they pay in and they weigh the money?
The barrel.
Inflation rate is so ridiculous.
I have some of that. I'm like a multi-trillionaire.
They weigh the bags of money because counting it would like take half the day.
Yeah, I've got it floating around somewhere. It's like I want to say it was like Nigeria. It was like Nigeria or Kenya or somewhere like that. It was. Their inflation was horrible. I mean, it was scary. Yeah, I mean, literally, you'd wheelbarrow money in for a loaf of bread. It was pretty scary. Yeah, so all good fun stuff.
So yeah.
So I went to go get an energy drink, and I went to the back. My truck's not there. My truck's in the front.
Oh.
I got to go to the front.
So you're leaving again?
To go get an energy drink.
But you guys,
do you have a fridge in your cave? You should. Is it stocked up with energy? It isn't stocked up with energy drinks though yet.
No, not yet. The lady does her thing. She's gonna put a wine fridge.
A wine cooler in there? A wine fridge?
Yeah.
That's okay. Jen does that upstairs, like half. So in the fridge on the main level in the bar area, like half the fridge is dedicated for like white wine and God knows the weird claw things, and the other half of the fridge has like some decent beers in it and a couple of other weird and wonderful things. Normally tonics like for G&Ts, and then some stuff I'm messing around with. We've been mixing margaritas and doing all sorts of weird things with just taste. It's mixology. I have fun because for me, it's no different than me making sauces and stuff for food. It's also fun. Yeah. Oh, speaking of food. All right, this one's been like a bag of arugula every single day, and I'm actually making it so it tastes like food that you actually want to eat and without having 1,000 calories on the stupid thing. I've taken what I know from like making sauces and I'm having fun just mixing up some interesting stuff to chuck over it to make it actually taste edible and bearable. So yeah, it's actually kind of fun with it. I've been messing around with it because I'm like, shit, I've got to get better at eating green stuff. So yeah, a bag of arugula a day pretty much now.
Arugula?
Arugula. It's a lettuce, but it's actually a weed. It reminds me of of dandelions. It's like a dandelion leaf. It actually tastes pretty good. It's got flavor as opposed to this shitty lettuce. Like most lettuce is crap. It just tastes fucking awful. Whereas arugula,
I think I have this shit in my yard.
You probably do. It looks like, it literally looks like a bloody dandelion weed. I swear that's all they're doing. Some buggers out there weeding freaking dandelions and selling it to the rest of us for like 10x the amount. It's good. It's got like
I
a
bet you
slightly,
Marlis.
yeah, it's got like
bet
a
you she-
mustardy-ish taste. Yeah, I
She's-
like it.
She sneaks things.
This works. I'm actually happy. I take one of the big mixing bowls, put some fun sauces in the bottom, bit of olive oil in there, put some nuts and a couple of bits of cheese, chuck in literally a bag of bloody arugula, mix the whole crap up, and some red jelly in there, some red pepper jelly. Chuck a bit of that in there too, and put some dead animal in. I'm like, holy shit, this actually works. I can actually eat this and not feel like I'm like slaving through it. Like, why the hell am I doing this shit? Like I do with a normal bloody lettuce or a normal salad or normal any kind of vegetable, to be honest. I'm actually enjoying it, which is a little scary.
I've started eating
Marlis-
broccolis.
I can take it or leave it. After like three little bushes, it just sucks. It's like nothing you can do. Almost nothing.
No. See, you gotta prepare it right. You gotta stir fry it, deep fry it. You gotta coat it in cheese. You gotta cover it in bacon.
Okay, so tempura broccoli. Oh, hell yes! Like tempura my vegetables, I got you covered. The only downside is like my salad for like literally a big ass bowl of salad is maybe 200 to 400 calories. Half a dozen bits of freaking broccolis tempura isn't quite the same level of like health and calorific containers. I'm still trying to lose weight. Don't forget, you need weight on you. I need to still drop another, I don't know, 20, 30 pounds at least.
I mean, it wasn't like multiple people picked me up at GrrCON because I only weigh 6 ounces or anything.
I can pick you up with one arm. I just want to actually, you probably.
And this is why I don't wrestle. This is why Krav Maga is very effective for somebody my size.
But
leave me alone with a pen and a styrofoam cup. That'll be your demise.
There we go. I can deal with that. Oh man.
Yeah, I don't want to.
I've had to do it. It's this whole, getting old and wanting to stay alive. And
I know it sucks. Again, it's that whole, when you read the news and like so and so passed away and they were only 54 or 55 and stuff like that, and you're like, all of a sudden you're like, yeah, that's kind of near where I'm at, little buddies.
I'm free from that worry because I've always had a belief that no matter what you do, you will not go before your time. You can adjust the quality of your life.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
You will not die before your time.
Well, dude,
this is based on this. What?
No, fuck yeah. I totally agree with you, man. I crashed I don't know how many motorcycles, hit fucking deer. I had cancer. Fuck. I'm supposed to be gone.
Multiple times potentially, yeah. By all probabilities, yeah. You reduce
the quality of life. You can change the quality of your life. Absolutely.
I need another energy
drink. Step in front of a bus. Right? What's happening? Where are you going? Energy drink.
Another energy drink because it's
you're gonna get yelled at. Whoever it was is gonna yell at you. Richie's gonna yell at you. Go get some water.
How stressed out I am right now.
Go get some bloody water as well. Apparently, according to Richie.
Richie says drink water, Evan.
Yeah, get some water. And no, your energy juice doesn't contain water. It contains carbonated chemicals.
I'm gonna go get some arugula.
It's got carbonic acid.
If he comes back chewing on a dandelion, I'm gonna curl up under the table. I just really am.
I hope he does. It'd be good for him.
God, that would be
He's
fun.
a chew on a dandelion or two.
Yeah.
If I gotta eat the broccoli, the rest of y'all gotta try to eat.
I'm serious. I
don't want to do this alone.
I'm putting it up on Twitter, like not all of them, but like regularly, because we're all as bad. We're all. I mean, I don't know many of us in our industry.
I should weigh. I literally should be on my like 900-pound life or whatever the hell that show is. I literally eat. I don't know, nightly, probably 10,000 grams of sugar between the monsters I drink and the half a bag of, family share size half bag of gummy bears and cookies and candies and chocolate bars. Dude, my diet is like 90% sugar.
I can't do
Seriously.
that.
It's like 90% sugar. And then according to my wife, it's 90% sugar, 10% alcohol. So,
which is about at that point, it's like 95% sugar. I mean, when you look at it,
right? And I'm sure it will kill me at some point, but not before it's my time. You got a guy jumps out of an airplane, chute doesn't open, he hits the ground, 10,000 foot drop and bounces. Another guy taking the launch into the basement, misses the last step, twists his ankle, falls, snaps his neck, dies.
Yeah, no, I get it. I mean,
so I do want to talk a little bit about this conference I just came back from.
Oh God, yeah. Are you back in your neck of the woods now, or are you still down?
I'm home. I'm actually at home, and because the conference I was supposed to be at next week in Nashville went virtual, I'll be home next week.
Cool.
And the conference I was supposed to be at in November just outright canceled because they know virtual doesn't work, so they just outright canceled it.
Interesting.
See you next year. Here's your refund and/or credit. But what this conference did was quite interesting. So we were promised a rough attendance count. Now, not anywhere near what it normally is. On a pre-pandemic, we're talking 30 to 50,000 attendees, right?
So that's black hat.
I'll put it in the chat because I don't want to name it and shame it. So 30 to 50,000 attendees.
Yeah.
Right. Big thing. Cyber is new for them. So I want to show up. I want to, have a presence. And I think I've got a thing that all of them need. So we go, well, 12 hours before the conference starts, they change the rules of engagement. So months ago, we all booked, it was, this is what we're doing. These are the protocols. These are the safety measures. If you are vaccinated, you go through this process.
Right.
You're good, son. You're good. No mask needed. Right. Now, for those of you that don't work in sales, an important part of working in sales is reading someone's face.
Yeah.
And the eyes and eyebrows only tell you maybe 5% of what's going on with their thoughts. The rest of it, oh, there he is. He's in the window. You see him? Creepy bastard. I love him.
Love that place of his.
But you can't tell.
Yeah.
What's really, are they engaged? Are they disengaged? Are they confused, curious? All that happens below the nose.
Yeah.
So 12 hours before, they decide mandatory masks for everyone, no matter what, unconditional. And they're implementing the Scarlet Letter program. So vaccinated folks, their badge will look one way, and unvaccinated folks, their badge will look another way.
Oh, shit. Are you serious?
I am dead serious.
Ow. Oh. Dude, this is about as painting a fucking star on your damn jacket, for fuck's sake.
Oh, no. Bright color.
Oh, shut the fuck
friendly looking thing for the vaccinated, aggressive colors for the non, yellows, oranges. Every day you've got to go through the fucking registration booth and get your brightly colored sticker to authorize you for that day. Hardcore. 350 milligrams.
This is Florida. Florida that typically doesn't give a shit.
This is Florida. So that's happening. Now, the attendee count was under 1,000. There was a vendor, I won't name him, literally had a 19 to 2,200 square foot booth.
Microsoft.
Nope. No, they weren't present. They don't do conferences right now. It's a pandemic. So it's this big money, dude. I was literally
that's
multi-million-dollar booth. I'm
that's
paid an insane amount of money for the space, and just to have this thing set up had to be 20 grand.
Oh, and the electricity they add in.
Oh my God, it was right. So
Yeah.
this stupid money. Well, even some of the big guys tried to pull out at the last minute because they sent the notice 12 hours before the conference started. The rules had changed.
You don't have to pull out if you use a condom.
So what we wound up with was very clearly marked vaccinated and unvaccinated. They had mask police. They had like 20, 30 people on staff that were aggressive about like literally walked up to people with a mask in hand and said, "Do you need help putting this on?" Like,
yeah,
super aggressive. They had the guys had signs that said mask up. And if they saw you without a mask, they'd flip the sign from ask me to mask up. And then they'd walk towards you slowly until you put your mask on. And if that didn't work, then they got on the radio and the like real mask police showed up with their box of masks on their freaking Cushman. Like, you need to, do this. Wow. So this is all going on. So half the basically it's a vendor fest at this point. That's
it. There's shit.
The vendor fest. And half the vendors come from places like Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, South Carolina, Louisiana. Okay. And the other half are from New York, New Hampshire, Massachusetts.
Oh, no.
And remember, we all have badges that clearly indicate our shot status. There was a tension in the air that there was tension so much. It was just there. You walked in the room and you went, yeah, this shit ain't right.
Eyes scan. Your eyes are going to scan. I mean, and damn well. I mean, that's I mean, for fuck's sakes,
there were people that didn't stop at booths because the people staffing it didn't have the right sticker for the one that they wanted to see.
Ouch.
So, pro tip, when I figured that out, I flipped my badge around.
Yeah.
I'm neutral in this fight, guys. I didn't come to have this fight. They made me put the thing on my thing. Yeah. Whether I do or don't ain't your business.
Right.
But I saw it. And I was just like, this is crazy. So then I ended up talking to a few guys and they've been doing conferences. Like, last week I was here, the week after this, and then there was apparently a big outbreak in Las Vegas. I guess there was a conference in Las Vegas that like a whole shitload of people came down with the Rona. But what we figured out was we're not ready. We're not ready to go back.
No.
All the way to there's not enough people willing to be the attendees that it makes financial sense.
Not with that. I mean, that's interesting because I mean, at GrrCON it was, I'm trying to remember it was, masks on to go into the diverse place, and then it was optional when you're inside. The preference is wear it if you're not vaccinated. If you are vaccinated, take your. But it was definitely wasn't enforced by far and away. But nobody cared if you wore one or didn't wear one. To be perfectly honest, at that point, it was actually really nice to see. There were definitely people walking around with. There were definitely people walking around without.
Yep.
And it was, and
everybody got along fine.
And that I think was good. Okay,
here's people with signs and people in Cushmans with boxes of masks.
Well, not even the sign. I mean, you get marked as to whether you're, literally that's leper status at that point. I mean, that literally goes back to painting the fucking star.
Yeah, it was scarlet letter. Wow. And it had an impact. I absolutely observed that particular decision had a direct and negative impact on the vibe. And here's the best part. All this is going on, but damn well, every happy hour, what masks?
Yeah, everybody's out.
Yeah. And of course, the food court area had magic air. So everybody just started having their meetings at the food court because there's no way you can effectively have a conversation with somebody and connect with them on an intimate level when both of your faces are mostly covered. It just doesn't work. So then all the vendors started having their client meetings in the food court, because in the food court you can have your mask off.
Did you see speaking of the mask on, mask off thing, did you see TSA's thing? That they are, I don't know how the hell they're going to enforce it, but it'll be interesting to see. they're now saying, and I want to go double check if it's an official thing. They're now saying basically between sips or between bites, you'll put your mask back on.
Yeah.
Because they're
Right.
definitely, I watched it. I watched it so many times when I was at the airport because I was going to drive up to GrrCON. I ended up taking the airport because just time ran out. And I mean, it was funny. It was people watching. You'd see people would put the mask on. They'd go up to like a drinks place, grab their drink, put the mask down, and they'd spend 20 minutes, 30 minutes just walking around, mask down. I got a drink in my hand. That's like their shield. I've got my drink in my hand. I've got my drink.
Yep.
God, that just, oh dear.
Oh, it's getting dicey. It's getting dicey.
Actually, I'm interested if you have like a general estimate. What was not I don't care about the regional breakdown. What was the breakdown? Was it like a 50-50 split of color versus friendlies versus unfriendlies? Or was it
70-30 color versus not?
Ooh, so oh, this was, yeah. Do you want to put a?
There was a large representation from the Southeast quadrant.
Okay, so that I didn't want to go there, but yeah.
Remember, Chris, this was a security conference with a heavy leaning towards physical security. And as I advised my colleague, everyone who works in physical security looks like they work in, you could spot them a mile away, brick shit houses everywhere. I'm telling you, they need to do calendar. The ladies and the guys will love it, right? They need to do a calendar. Brick shit houses. I saw more arms that were wider than my entire body.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just grrr, right? And with that comes, generally speaking, a particular way of seeing the world.
Yes. Yes.
They tend to go hand in hand, which was great. And we got along fine. The guys next to me in the booth, they were amazing dudes. They were super hardcore. And they got told 17,000 times a day to put their mask back on. And that's fine. I didn't personally care, right?
Yeah.
I don't like the mask. You know, what we did is we asked people if they were comfortable, if we backed up a little bit, if we could take the mask down so we could connect a little bit better, right? Because it was hard to talk through it. It was funny because I watched young men do the old man move and go, huh? I mean, think about it. You're in this giant conference hall.
Yeah, it's so muffled. I mean, that's the challenge. And
it's hard to hear in them things when you don't have anything on your face.
Right.
Right. It's a conference hall. It's nothing but noise. And but yeah, so we would ask people respectfully if they were okay with it. And if they were, we did. And if they weren't, we didn't.
Right.
And that's how we handled it. But I will tell you that every bit of business that I got done was done in a bar, was done in a hallway, was done somewhere outside of the venue.
That's great.
At the venue, it just, you know, people came by, there was interest, they took a card, they scoped out a little bit of a demo, whatever. But when I ran into them later and there was, you know, that no mask situation happening, then we made the real connection. So anyways, just thought I'd share that for anybody out there that's thinking about doing conferences, or maybe y'all listening have some shared experiences. It's a little weird.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I'll give GrrCON. You know, it's like anything. I don't think there's any. Oh, I know there's a wrong solution now. Good grief. But I don't think there's a good right solution that will please everybody. I appreciate what GrrCON did. I appreciate they said, look, hey, we're in the place that requires it. We would encourage it, but we will leave it up to your discretion. You know, and you know, and it was good because definitely there were people wandering around with him, and there were people wandering around without him, and I think everybody respected everybody. You know, to one of the comments that was said, nobody was walking up to everybody else, licking them or breathing in their face or any of that crazy stuff. It was all very, very.
But there wasn't the vibe. That's part of what was the inspiration for this too. Was as I came back from this last event, I reflected even harder on like GrrCON. I think GrrCON did it right. I think it was, you know, hey, we all know this is a thing. Everybody's doing their best. But last time I checked, we're not China yet. We still got about 5 years before we become full China. So, you know, if you're there, you took the risk. If you didn't want to take the risk, don't be there.
Yeah.
Let's clearly identify who is or is not part of one tribe or another. It made it weird, man. It really did.
No, that to me, that to me is, that just feels so wrong, because now that just feels so wrong. And I'm assuming you had to prove that you had.
Oh yeah, no, yes sir, yep. And there was a queue each morning if you had to get your daily. You had to go through, you had to fill out the questionnaire and get your temperature, oh yeah, no, there was, yep. So you saw the folks strutting in, going and security's checking to see which one you're at and do you got the right color of the day. And
yeah,
if you had the universal, then you were fine. And if you didn't, you got directed back to the queue.
See, here's what I would do, just because this is me. I'd be down Kinko's, or I'd be down Office Depot, Office Max, like a shot. I'd walk and I'd be out there with like 10 different fucking colors. I'm like, if your official colors are like red and yellows, I'm giving you also, we're going with oranges and pinks and roses and blues and purples, every motherfucking color under the sun, just for the hell of it. Fuck you all.
Speaking of Kinko's, owned by FedEx.
Yeah.
FedEx, you can suck it. You failed me. You failed me and you can suck it. I can't believe. So here's my FedEx story.
Oh, bro.
Evan wrote a book. That book is very valuable. That book allows for a conversation to happen that would have never happened otherwise. Right. Nobody goes to conferences with books, just FYI. But when you do, guess what you have? Something no one else does. You have an opportunity to engage people and have a real meaningful conversation about what it is you do. So it's a great piece of swag. So I need books. I know they work. I know having them gets me way more traffic than not. So I got to get these books shipped. All right. So the Postal Service screwed me last time, and they shipped my books not to the conference center, but to the legal registered address of the owner of the conference center, which resulted in a 18-hour adventure in trying to locate the books. So I figured this time around, I'm going to go with a private label shipper. So I go to FedEx because it's closest to the house, and I
fuck you, FedEx.
Fuck you, FedEx. Seriously, I simply want to send 5 boxes from a FedEx location to a FedEx location, not to a conference center. No.
Because then you can go pick them up and off you go.
FedEx to FedEx. I want to simplify this as much as possible. 4 employees, and 45 minutes later, we have my shipping figured out.
What?
And I just want you to know, instead of getting angry, because I was so about to get angry, I decided to thank everybody for coming to work.
Yeah,
the alternative was to tell them what I was really thinking, which wasn't going to help anything.
Wasn't going to do it. Yeah. Oh man.
How in the fuck can't you? Like literally, I said to the guy 5 times, "Do you think we might want to call the location?"
Yeah, get the store number.
Because they can't figure it out. The computer. I don't understand. Like it's not working. And I'm like, this is your website. Your website, because at first they told me there wasn't a place. And I'm like, no, your website says there's FedEx.com locations. Did y'all close it? Did COVID shut it down? And you didn't update the website? So anyways, can finally get the book shipped. Then they guarantee me they're going to be there when I need them. Matter of fact, they're going to be there 2 days in advance. I said, fantastic. I paid the fee. Great, more than I wanted to pay, but it doesn't matter. It's gonna solve the problem.
It'll be there, and you'll be worth it. This isn't going to end well, is it?
I go to pick up the books, and they're like, "We have no idea what you're talking about." And now begins another 1-hour adventure of trying to locate the packages. And I quote, "Well, they're somewhere in Florida."
Oh no. Oh, no.
Cool. And at this point, I'm hot, I'm sweaty, I'm hungry. Like this guy, I'm like, fuck, I can't catch a charge today. So long story longer, I finally get the fucking books. Then I watch the guy wheel them in because I go to check to see if the shipment's arrived. And as I'm checking to see, the guy shows up, wheels them in, sets them down. The guy looks at me and goes, I'm going to need $25 a box for handling. After I paid, I don't know, a couple $100 to get the books there in the first. Yeah, I'm going to, and I looked at him and I'm telling you, I got that rage twitch. My eyes started.
Oh, yeah.
And then I was like, cool. Do y'all have a cart that I could borrow to move these half a fucking mile or more to the other end of the conference? Because it's, you know, it's a big conference.
Yeah, conference
It's
halls
a
are big.
massive conference center. No, we ain't got that. So I end up social engineering a food service worker into giving me their cart temporarily so that I can move these.
Nice.
But I'm in a button down and
That's
slacks and nice shoes, sweating my ass off, pulling this cart of books fucking half a mile across the conference.
Fucking crazy.
So fuck FedEx. You screwed me and I'm not happy.
Yeah, that's
You owe me
Did you
a
get rid of them all?
refund. Huh?
Did you get rid of them all?
You damn right I did. And better than that, I anticipate you will receive some emails in the next coming weeks.
Do I have to respond?
Or forward them to me and I'll pretend I'm you.
All right. I'm going to be
Oh,
sending a whole bunch of
thank you.
emails at Representative Jim Nash pretty soon.
Good. I like this.
I'm going to get him reelected. Oh,
Okay, so my only gripe with Jim is him and I don't.
Here's
see
my
eye to
vaccine
eye.
card. Vaccinated.
Why would you? That was
What?
bad, OPSEC.
No, it's right there. Go ahead. I don't give a shit. Use it. It's got my name, my birthday, and that's it.
There's enough of them out there. Let's face it. I mean, I don't know how many bloody websites are selling this stupid things at the moment. It's just, I mean, it just.
My only gripe with Jim politically is
God.
Nope, it's real simple. I just asked him once on a topic, and I won't even go into what it is, but I asked him on a topic. I said, as a citizen of this state, this is a topic that I support and believe in. Would you ever, knowing these things, support that in your role?
My passport.
The answer was no.
Yeah,
Right?
do not show that, for crying out loud. I love you. Don't.
Another passport.
Okay, that works. Yeah, show it that way. We can deal with that.
Another one.
Why do you have
why are all the passports in the she shed?
Don't
Yeah.
worry about it. I'm doing stuff.
Oh, somebody's going back to Mexico. How long are you going to be there? A month? You doing it? Is it happening?
Maybe.
Good.
What are we?
Are you going to be in there? Are you going to be there in February? Because I feel like in February I'm going to want to come down for a little bit.
You're going to need to come down.
Okay.
Anytime you want to come down, you just tell me when you feel like you need to, and we'll try to figure out some way to make it happen. You know what I mean?
All right, that works. So the answer is when Ryan goes outside and says, fuck this place. Why do I live where the air hurts my face? I need to get out of here. So
Right.
January, February.
I feel you, Doug. No, I couldn't. So I'm getting my temporary residency. When you do that, the way the process works for Mexico is you go to the Mexican consulate here for an appointment. They give you like this thing, they staple a thing to your passport. Then you go to the country, and then you have to go to their immigration office, and you can't leave the country until the immigration office is done with their part down there. And I mean, you can leave the country, but you have to start the process all over again, right? So you go down there, and it can take up to a month for them to do their shit. But some people get it in a day. So the way Mexico works, some people get it in a day, some people get a month. It's like, what the fuck? So I don't know how long I'll be there. Not this time. This time it's just a week. We're going down there to get some shit straight.
Nice.
Yeah. So passports. Oh, check this out, dude. I got a new book.
Ooh.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. Tell me how
So
that
this
is.
This is Jeff Brown. Jeff Brown is the CISO for the state of Connecticut. Formerly CISO for, I don't know, some big bank somewhere. We had such a great conversation. I was like, you get this shit. So yeah, so I bought his book, sending him a copy of mine. I'm signing his. He didn't sign this shit. I had to pay for it. But I'll read it, whatever. It's all good.
I love the title. You guys know I advocate that. I think the biggest problem, and Evan knows this too, it's common language. And I take it to that next level of human speak. We've got to get the engineering out of the talk. We can't.
Well, that's why I told him his book is going to go to the top of the list. I'm actually, I've got 20 books on my desk right now that I'm supposed to be reading. But I said, this one I'm actually going to make, I will get this read in the next day or two in my free time.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You have that?
No.
Okay. I didn't think so.
She Shed's done. So maybe. How much shit do I owe you?
You boys. I love you.
I got R3 to do. So you talk about things,
you do.
Hand things
you
off
do.
to other,
you do have
we hand things off to other people. So R3 is the next revision of Security Studio, and it's taking up all my time.
Forward of that. I like
and then I'm writing another book.
Oh, nice.
It's the vCISO handbook.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired of seeing people do vCISO wrong.
Oh, that's interesting. That is interesting. Yeah, I'd be interested in that one, considering I'm doing some vCISO stuff. I'm kind of going to look at this and go, or, oh, okay, I got shit together.
Well, and you'll see a copy of it before it goes to publish, man, because you're one of those people that I value your opinion, and you're, close friend, and I know you're candid with me. So I'll be running that stuff by you. And
yeah, I'll take it. I'd love to like kick it around and get some thoughts and input. Definitely.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, totally up for that. It's fun. I've done that a few times. I enjoy that. It's kind of fun doing that.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, we're all in this shit together, man. I mean, and that was another thing that I've been recruiting people to, because people, have told me along the way that they wanted to write a book, and I'm like, just read this shit, make some word changes, and then I'll put your fucking name on the book too. You know what I mean? Get your name out there, man. I don't give a shit. I don't need credit for any of this. Yeah, we were talking about that today too, Ryan, about people. I'm sure you've all had it. Like Chris, you've had it. Ryan, you've had it. I've had it, where somebody will repeat back to you something that you said and act like they own it, like they created this, right? And I think some people, if you have a big ego, you're like, I fucking said that. That's mine.
Yeah.
But the way we do it, which goes against our integrity, I'm like, fucking awesome idea, brother. I love that shit. Where'd you come up with that? They're like, well, I just thought of it. I'm like, fuck yeah, you did. Because now you own it, right? Because now you think you made it. So now you're going to take the mission and go forward.
Right.
It's almost like a social engineering thing. You know what I mean? I love it. I had Jim Nash. Speaking of Jim Nash, I had a conversation with him today. And he repeated back something. He's like, because he keeps winning awards, right? Because he's a political guy. He wants to win awards because then he gets all reelected and stuff. And he said something to me, and I was like, I know where you got that from. But I was like, but I gave him credit. I'm like, hell yeah, man, that's exactly what it is. I love it. Keep going with that.
I've actually, it's interesting. LinkedIn's a good one for that one for me. There's a number of folks that have hit me up a few times and said, hey, you might want to go take a look at this post. And there have been a couple of times when people have literally just copied chunks out of one of my posts and just reposted it and added extra stuff. And there's nothing in there, no credit, no nothing. And I'm in, Yeah, there are times I'll be like, hey, just out of interest, or there's other times, and it's just, I don't know. It depends. I think it depends on who it is. There are a bunch of people who have hit me up and said, hey, can I use this, or can I have this, or do you mind? I'm like, have at it. No problem. Go have at it. Enjoy. Go forth. Do the rest of it. I don't mind. I'm happy to share that shit.
Mhm.
But I think when it's
Yeah.
done, if it's done a little underhand, then's when I'm actually going to call out. If it's purely done because somebody didn't remember some of the things you talked about before, that's fair enough.
Well, and it depends on how you're using it too, right? If you're using it for what it wasn't intended for, right? To
Yeah.
make yourself a big fucking name, like if Microsoft took my shit or
Yeah.
Cloudstrike or something else, and be like, oh, hold up. That's a
Yeah.
cease and desist, man.
Yeah,
'Cause
I had a.
I wish I knew you guys.
Oh, I know what it was. There's a film out. Somebody hit me up on Twitter. And there's a film out, and it's I'd have to go back and look it up. It's in like German or Poland or something. And it's literally ripped from the stuff I did in 2014, 2015, like literally piece for piece for piece, under the in-flight entertainment system, box under the thing. I mean, like piece for piece. And I watched this thing and I'm like, huh. And somebody hit me up like, you need to chase them for royalties. I'm like, no, I just want to go shits and giggles on this one.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Jack says don't be EC Council. Yeah. Unfortunately, they have too much of a reputation for doing that. And it sucks. Yeah.
Keep the VC.
While I love talking with you guys on YouTube, you know I never ever wanted this. I was perfectly happy being completely unknown, doing what I did. Nobody knew I existed. You can't find anything on me. There's no handles. There's no fucking claims to fame. There's none of that. None. Zero. Don't want to be known. Don't need to be known. And I was happy doing that.
How's your TSA process going?
How the fuck you think it's going? Those motherfuckers have not approved my shit. They're not going to approve my shit. Somebody wrote, motherfucker brought a hand grenade through fucking checked luggage or carry-on.
Carry on.
And that's the report. I guarantee you they shorthanded that report. Had hand grenade. We said no. He said okay. Like that's the write-up because I know how law enforcement takes notes and it's garbage.
But
So,
you get a denial if you get denied, don't you?
yeah, except just like the time I sat in jail for 72 hours, was let out for one and then held for another 72, let out for one and held for another 72. I wasn't there. It didn't happen. You're not on book.
Right.
They just won't deny me. I guarantee you in 6 months, when you ask me how it's going, I'm going to tell you the exact same thing. Yeah, they ain't approved it and they ain't fucking denied it. It's in a perpetual state of,
congratulations, you're in limbo.
My laptop got flagged for explosive screening on my last flight.
Aww,
My laptop.
I got held up at customs on the way back into the country last time from Mexico.
For
And
what?
This is what I got held up for. I've never seen that before. Hold on. let me get a supervisor. And a supervisor came over and he's like, how long were you in Mexico? I was like, 7 days. Huh. It's kind of messed up. I'm like, what's messed up? Like, Spirit must have put, because I flew Spirit that time, Spirit must have put something in wrong because I've never seen this before. Here, and they looked at my shit again and they're like, we're just going to let you through. All right. I was like, what the fuck? I've never had that before. Usually it's like, okay, how long were you there? What were you doing? You have any fruits, whatever? No. Okay. Chunk, chunk. Here you go.
Yeah.
But this time they were like, I don't know what this says. Like, fuck, I don't know either. You want me to take a look? No, you're fine. Because I want to take a look at his computer screen. I was like, what are you seeing?
Turn the screen. Show me.
Yeah,
Actually,
exactly.
I can help.
It was the guy. So there were two booths. It was the first. The guy. I was in the second one, and the guy was like puzzled. They had never seen this before. So then he got the guy in front of him. So he closed his booth and came over and helped. He's like, yeah, I don't know what the fuck that is. And so then they went and got the supervisor, and the supervisor's like, what the hell's going on? And it was fucked up. But it was like a half an hour, maybe.
I
I
got
don't
detained for an hour and a half because of tulip bulbs.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
coming back from Amsterdam. Apparently, I bought the wrong ones. So I'm coming back from Amsterdam, known for its tulips. My wife, avid gardener. I'm thinking to myself, I have got a winning combination here. I am bringing home some Dutch tulips, world famous, best in breed. She's gonna be so happy. And I get to customs and they're like, you can't have these. I'm like, what you mean? Like, it says I can have them. They're like, you can't have these ones. They don't have the sticker. Like, what sticker? They don't have the sticker. What else you got in the bag? And I had cheese and a few other things, right? So all of a sudden, me and the agriculture people are in this like protracted, like.
Well, do you know why the tulip bulb, why you can't? Did you look into the reason why you can't?
Yeah, no, it was legit. It was legit. And to my chagrin, that guy who sold it to me knew damn well I was an American, knew damn well I was taking it back to America, and did nothing to be like, oh yeah, you can't actually take these ones. Because the guy's like, well, I'm like, so are you telling me?
Was the guy from Microsoft?
Almost. Like, you telling me I can't have tulip bulbs? He's like, no, we didn't say that. You just can't have these ones.
Microsoft
So
sells
Bro, I'm not a
bulbs.
horticulturist. I have no idea. Like, I'm just
Were you trying to bring back trippy tulips?
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, if you Google and I know this from
I thought it was the bugs.
There's that, but there's hallucinogenic tulips. There's actually tulips grown for their hallucinogenic. They're called trippy tulips.
Oh.
Yeah, you can get hallucinogenic. I kid you
Ryan's
not.
going to be making a trip.
Yeah, apparently. So you can probably, who knows? I mean, shit, Colorado's legalized mushrooms. That's what we need to do. We need to petition for legalizing tulips. Oh, shit. Just for fucking shits and giggles.
Just go to Portland. Everything's legal.
Apparently, yeah.
Hey, I was in Portland, I don't know, 2-3 weeks ago.
I'll be there in how many days? I'm going there myself.
That's when
excited for it.
Dude, this was awesome, man. So, I was there for, I don't know, I can't remember. I mean, whatever the fuck, it's long
2
story.
weeks.
But I was, I went to the store with my buddy Kevin, and I was walking back to the hotel, and I hear, Evan. I was like, who the fuck is? He's like waving his hands. It was Richie.
Oh yeah.
Richie came and saw me. Richie's on the channel probably, and holy shit, that was awesome, man. First time I ever met him in person. He's a great guy. It was awesome. He's different. I'm different, so it was like a perfect marriage.
Well, you hang out with me, and I'm completely insane. So there's that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
I won't tell my favorite Chris story from the conference, but just know, Chris, I have shared with my intimate circle my favorite Chris story from the conference, and they all looked at me and went, "Huh?" And I'm like, "Yeah," and they're like, "Oh," I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "What?"
I'm trying. What did I do?
Electrical.
I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what did I do? Oh, yeah.
Hey, we have a chili cook-off this weekend.
I'm making ribs. So here's my plan.
Oh, whoa. How far away are you?
Well, come, please.
Jen's out with
Saturday.
the horses. Jen's out with the horses. She's
Saturday,
tomorrow.
dude. Come on. The drive, if you're gonna drive.
I know it's like 10, 12 hours or something. I think somewhere, isn't it? I don't know.
You could get Kittleson to come with you. You'll keep you company. John Kittleson. You know who John Kittleson is, right?
He should come too. It'll be fun. My wife will be there. You can meet the infamous Amy if you come.
John bought his first Harley.
Are you serious? Like recently?
Yep.
Are you having a bad influence on our audience?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep, I am. He came and spent I don't know, 4 or 5 days with us out at Sturgis, and then
Nice.
went home, bought a Harley. He's doing a rider safety course this weekend, and
Good.
yeah, he's gonna get his ass on that bike probably next week.
13 hours in a car.
Yeah, that's normal people driving.
Yep, 10 for you.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
So
The only downside, well, not really downside. I got two. Jen's going to take the puppy from hell with her, and I'll have the two of them.
Everybody's welcome, man. So if you can make it out here, I'd love it. You know, it'll be just Saturday, and then if you wanted to stay, you know, longer, because I'm leaving Sunday morning at 3:45 in the morning. Yeah, my flight leaves at 6.
yeah, but you can stay at my place.
It's
For sure.
tempting. It's tempting.
Josh
You'll
is,
like
you know,
it. I've got a nice dog. She will love you and cover you in kisses and hair.
She will, and that's I don't know.
You know,
Yeah,
you've met her.
I know. She came down to the house. Yeah, she came and hang out at the house.
And Josh Winter, you know, Josh Winter, he is a security shit show guy and a daily insanity check-in guy. He's going to be coming out here.
I need to.
Corey
Yeah.
Tram's going to be there. Me and Corey
Yes.
talked about. Yeah, I was very excited about that.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of people here. John Harmon will be here. Chris, the guy.
Yeah, he and I are catching up tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Good. You'll like him.
Yeah, I remember I've talked with him a while ago. Definitely, yeah, had a good conversation.
He's a good guy. I like him.
He's fucking amazing, man. That's one of the, you know, going back to what the purpose, you know, your point for the call or your point for the show today. When you take a step back, despite all the frustrations and the shit that we face all the time, which there are plenty, the quality of the people that I have in my life because of this industry, the two of you, John Harmon, the 80 some odd people that work at FR Secure, the people working at Security Studio, so many of our customers, so many of the people that, you know, on the shit show here, so many people. That's what gives me hope. You know what I mean? There are so many fucking amazing people in my life and in your lives because of this industry. Because of the fight that we fight together. It's a deep bond. You know what I mean?
It is.
Nobody else can relate to the shit we go through.
There's unfortunately a lot of challenges and a lot of folks in this industry you look at and you're like, just why? Thankfully though, and to your point, and again, Ryan, to your observation, you know, GrrCON and a few other places give me the hope that there's enough good people to at least keep up the fight. You know, I think I don't know if and or when a huge difference will affect, but at least there's enough people to keep up a good fight, if that makes sense.
So, you know, I'm the craziest of the squirrels. So I'm literally actively building the network of people who will make disruptive change.
Yeah.
Why not? Why not?
Oh,
Everybody tells me all the time, I want to make a difference. I want to help. Great. Let's start coalescing this into a group. I've got a couple pilots going right now with some folks. And I'm sure Kevin is not happy about this, but trust me, bud, you'll get your money soon. What we're doing is helping them transition from what they're good at now to being also good at that, plus being effective as cybersecurity risk analysts in an effort to build the bridge. You can't take a cyber person who's truly by nature a cyber person and stick them in business. It doesn't work. That's not how they're wired. But what you can do is take a business person and give them enough savviness with InfoSec, CyberSec to be effective and to affect change. And so by changing that paradigm and not trying to insert engineers into the conversation, but take business folks and give them the language and the skill set needed to go back to the business and have an effective conversation about info risk, I think we can affect change. So that's something that we're working on. We've got a couple pilots going with folks to try to bridge that gap. And all of us need to do more. Everybody that listens, you have somebody in your circle today that has the skills needed to do this work. They know how to hold a conversation. They have curiosity. They know how to solve problems. Help build a bridge. And that was part of the hope, right? The hope was
it's those intangibles.
It is.
It's, the intangibles, what makes us, what I think makes great security people is integrity. I mean, we keyed in on that tonight. Integrity. I mean, be a person of integrity, because when you have integrity, you can't cut corners.
Right.
I mean, how many times have I fucking tried? I mean, I would save myself shitloads of hours of frustration if I would just cut some fucking corners.
Right.
I can't. I've tried. I'm like, all right, I could get some sleep tonight. I wouldn't have to pull an all-nighter if I just take out some pages in this report.
Yeah.
They'll never know. But I can't. You know what I mean? And then I'm like, fuck integrity. But that's what makes us great, truly. You know what I mean? I think
it's hard. It's hard. I want to say hacker proof. I do. I'm not going to lie. The sales side of me, the marketing side of me, oh God, I want to be like, I can save you from ransomware. I can save you. I do. I want to. So this dawned on me tonight. I was thinking about this because obviously I sell shit, right? Like, while I have to do it, I'm doing it. And when I don't, I will be so much happier. But I have to sell things. And so as a salesperson, I'm trying to think, okay, how do I structure the pitch? How do I do this while doing that with integrity, which, by the way, makes it 9,000% harder. Mm-hmm. Selling with integrity is literally thousands of times more difficult than just being like, no, I'll tell you a bunch of stuff you want to hear, and then you'll sign on the dotted line. And then when it doesn't work out the way that I said it would, I look at you and go, well, you didn't read it. But
you know what we do? We give you your money back.
I know. Well, integrity.
We've done
that. But what dawned on me as I was thinking through this was, when we're interacting with the customer, if we're trying to sell, we're going about it wrong. Mm-hmm. Right? If we're trying to truly build a relationship, if we're trying to figure out if there's a problem to be solved, if we're trying to partner with, I had a guy today, I did a demo. We did the demo. He likes the product. He even gave me his budget. He's like, this is what I can spend. Right? Yeah. Okay. That's a sale in the bag. And they start telling you what their budget is, that's a done deal. That one's taken care of. And then the rest of the call was about, so would you mind counseling me in my career direction? I think I might be burned out what I'm doing, and I think I want to do these other things. And that's a customer for life.
And that's a friend for life as well, because that's one of these people. I mean, when somebody says, I mean, I've done the same thing. I mean, I've had conversations with people that I know I can get a trust with and say, hey, look, what is the budget? And they're like, it's so-and-so. I'm like, okay, let's see what we can do. Let's come in below that. Number one, let's just do the easy thing. That way, everybody looks good. But let's see what we can get done for that, for what you need to get done, not for what you, let's take a look at where you are. Let's take a look at this, get it, and let's just freaking plan it out properly. And it's just, there's no BS, there's no messing around, and everybody comes away from it going, hey, and you have friends for life. I've got people that I still talk with where we've done that with a number of times. And you treat, I mean, there's that mutual level of respect at that point in time. But that only comes, that isn't going to really work that well with some of the big companies we've kind of beaten to death over these posts on a number of occasions. And it sucks. And that's not how it should be.
I've come to this commitment to the best of my ability, and as much as God empowers me, I will show that there's a better way to do business. And I know at some point that will win. I know that doing it with integrity. I just heard it today, where I think, Evan, you said it to me. folks are sick of buying product. They're done. They're over it. They fucking, that is not what they need. What they want is what the three of us have been trying to brew up in the crock pot, right? That's what they want.
Yeah.
They don't want one more thing. They don't want empty promises. Like the pandemic definitely pulled back the veil. People's patience is shorter. Their tolerance for bullshit is shorter.
Well, and the talk tonight is about hope, you know what I mean? And that was really, because I was talking to, about states. I was talking to some state, actually I was talking to Jim, because Jim, has some national things. And he said, the CISOs, states are tired of buying products. What they want are solutions. And I'm like, about fucking time.
Right.
Because that's what we do, right? Somebody with integrity solves problems, right? You have this problem, here's a solution to this problem. Money is secondary, right? If you pay me for it, great. If you just solve the fucking problem, that's great too, right? Yeah. It's about solving problems. And I think, the frustration in the last 30 years in this industry is we haven't been solving problems.
From it.
We've been creating them.
Yep, we've been selling products and creating more problems.
That was the talk up in I mean, you were both there. That was the talk up in the middle of, where is it? Not Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
It was Wisconsin. Cheese curds.
We're in Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Colby cheese.
Yeah, that was that conversation up there. It's like
we live in Milwaukee.
I know. Yeah.
But that's really hopeful to hear that shit, man. I mean, when he said that today, I was like, awesome.
Yeah.
Because
well, and that's it, guys. I do think there's a glimmer of hope. I cannot lie and say I didn't rub my hands when they started prosecuting CISOs and CEOs. I can't say I didn't rub my hands when the insurance company's like, fuck you, we're not going to pay. I did. And I did it with glee. Maybe it was wrong of me to do that, but I did. I was just like, you know what? I said this was going to happen. I told you this was going to come. I preached it. You preached it. Evan preached it. We've all said the day that somebody's going to die as a direct result of the computer being down is not an if, but a when. And then it happens. But I do go into my next day, my next week, and my next month with an elevated sense of positivity and hope that there are enough of the right people who want to do this for the right reason, that if we can create a circle, I really believe we can affect change. Part of that is what we're going to go do in Pima, right? So we're going to go down, we're going to see what those kids are going to kick our ass. Those kids are going to ask us questions we're not probably prepared to answer. We're going to do that. That investment of time in those humans is more valuable to what we're trying to accomplish than all the tech combined and manage this and the AI that. Being able to connect with those kids and impart to them, hopefully, some wisdom, some inspiration, right? But I don't know what they're going to ask us. And if they're really sharp, they'll do their research and they'll ask us stuff that makes our face get all funny, and we're like, shit, how do I answer this?
Yeah, bluntly. I didn't tell you guys. I forgot to tell you. I'm going to be hanging out at Arapahoe Community College starting in about a couple of weeks' time. I'm actually on their advisory. I've been asked to join two of their leadership teams.
Nice.
Yeah, one for actually helping them define curriculum in IT and InfoSec, and the other one for helping them get good people in to help do this stuff. Tell you guys about this.
I love this. I'm doing the same thing for Alexandria Technical College in just a few days. They asked me to join the advisory board of curriculum development for their IT and cyber program.
That's awesome. You and I are gonna have to share notes. Maybe we can play some. Yeah.
I'll tell you what my number one theme is.
Yeah, man.
You work for the business. That's my number one theme. You work for the business.
Yeah.
The tighter they can couple themselves to the business, the more effective the risk management will be.
That'd be cool.
All right.
Keep it-
we're at 12:15.
Keep it simple.
Yes.
Simple.
Working on it, kind of ish.
Sort of. Maybe.
Yeah, there we go. That'd be the one.
Simple. You only need bacon and energy drinks.
Right. How this man has not died of nitrate poisoning and sulfate poisoning is beyond me.
No, you know how it isn't, because the damn energy drinks are keeping him pickled. I mean, literally, they are the amount
You think,
of
what is it? The taurine? The ginseng? Which
the
one's
amount of
doing the primary pickle?
emulsifiers. He's basically mummifying himself from the inside out. That's basically what he's doing.
I will live forever.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, it says do not exceed 2 cans daily. Oops.
No shit.
Jeez.
Now, of course, in Evan logic, that means 2 cans of that particular brand of
There we
energy
go. Yeah, there we
You
go.
have 3
There
of
we
the monsters, 2 of those ones, and 5 of some other one.
I've already had. Yeah.
Drinky's, Richie's telling you, and Richie is also telling you, get your ass out and go for a walk around the neighborhood. Probably not with another one of those.
With that much energy drink in him, Richie, he's going for
Probably
a
remember
run.
to breathe as well.
No, I'll go right. I can go right to sleep. The vitamin B12 in this thing, the daily allotment in 1 can, 41,670%.
Well, you know, hey,
So
I mean,
obviously you can't die from vitamin B12 poisoning. 'Cause
apparently not. No,
there's no way I could have.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem, though. It's like how much of that 41,000% actually gets absorbed by the body. This is always that thing. It's like, oh, 300%. It's like, well, hang on, I only need 100. How much am I actually peeing straight back out again? Like 280% of it. So I need like 6 cans. I need 5 cans of it just to actually get my 100%. There's your logic. That's where your logic is.
Yeah. So I've had about 200,000% of my vitamin B12 today. Holy fuck.
I'm telling you, you're mummifying yourself from the inside out. It's like sweet.
Ah.
Sweet drinks, the that green hell stuff. What the hell is that stuff? Mountain Dew.
I got
I mean-
some reports to write tonight, guys.
Yeah, there we go. Exactly. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that kid's,
Yeah.
I swear, it's kid. He's younger than me, but he's
Oh,
still-
hey, it's all good. The worst case scenario, Evan, because I had to Google this. If you have too much B12, you'll just get acne, rosacea, and pus-filled bumps on the face.
I have no
With the
acne.
boils.
I have nothing.
I hate you. I have acne. I'm 50 fucking 1 years old almost, and I get acne. I'm like, get the hell out of this shit. It's pissing me off. And I'm not drinking.
Talk to
60
my
down-
wife. She has a skincare routine. You'll have to buy $47,000 worth of creams and ointments and pastes and fucking sprays, but she's got a routine for it. It's the thing.
Oh dear. Oh bless.
I love you guys.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's,
you, man.
You're amazing
Yeah.
humans.
I got a lot of fucking work to do.
Yeah, great, dude.
I got bodies to pile up.
No.
You need help
Yeah.
digging the graves. I got lots of energy. I can just,
Oh, there's no
make-
graves.
no,
I got a
just-
backhoe. I got a backhoe and a big
Can
hole.
we help
I'm
some
good.
people? Let's just help some people.
I can
That'd be
do your
great.
I am.
contingency
I'm
plan. The
promoting
backhoe
them to the
breaks.
next plane of existence.
Chris,
check
I'm
it out.
helping you with your spiritual transition by murdering you.
Yeah,
I've been
pretty much.
checking
Yeah,
out-
there we go. Exactly. I'm not murdering you. There's no murder. It's mercy.
2 more of these, and I will outdig your backhoe.
Which you can probably do because it's from like the 1960s or 70s. It ain't going to take much to do that, believe me.
And
Yeah,
I can outdig your backhoe with a spoon.
And I believe him. I do.
I do too as well. That's the scary thing about it. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, we'll
All
have
right,
to tell
guys.
Brett. You'll have to tell Brett. Hey, on 6 of these cans, I can outdig the damn. But your backhoe skills with a teaspoon. You should do that. Just send that to Brett. It's a taunt.
We'll make a video. It'll be Brett versus Evan. Evan with a spoon, Brett with a backhoe.
And Jesse's actually he's got to dig. He's about to put in some more irrigation. Like he's got a 5 or 6 acre like chunk. We got irrigation down one side. He wants to put it down the other side and then come down that way. So we have ample opportunity to actually run that test. To be honest, you got to get out of Colorado at some point in time. He's planting garlic soon. So I'm looking forward to seeing how much of that goes crazy.
That's cool.
All right, we digress.
Very cool.
Get at it. It's an hour later for you guys. Get out here. I'd say go get some sleep, but you know.
Yeah,
That's a
well,
dog
you know how that goes.
See that?
Yeah.
That's a dog bite. That's also a dog bite.
Ow.
You need to wash them. They're going to get infected. They look red.
I don't wash.
He drinks so much of that darn stuff. There's no way he's going to get any.
Well, that's why he's
infection.
COVID proof.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah,
honest truth. That's why he's COVID proof. Everybody talking about taking horse tranquilizers or whatever the fuck it is and bleach and all this. No, you just got to have a steady diet of 1,400 energy drinks a day and you can't get the COVID.
You know, the virus like attaches and it's like, whoa, get the fuck out of here.
I can't deal with this shit. I can't deal with this shit anymore. Get the fuck out of here.
I love you guys.
I'm
hopeful for the awesomeness we'll do in the next coming couple of weeks. I will be in touch with both of you about it soon.
All right. You guys take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Take care, everybody who's listening.